Hey Eric, just wanted to see what you thought about the defensive line as a whole yesterday.
Very pleased with the performance, uh, what we were able to do in terms of generating pressure against the quarterback. There were a couple of things in the run game that I thought were a little leaky. That as far as our gap control, our gap clarity was concerned, but the effort was fantastic. The awareness was there. So just overall, I thought they were good, and looking forward to continue to improve.
When we were talking to Leonard Floyd after the game last night, he kind of referenced how, no team picked him up until, what was it, June, how he's kind of doing like a bet on yourself deal. Just how often do you see that mentality from him where he kind of carries that chip on his shoulder a little bit into what he's doing in games?
Well, my first impression of Leonard was that he is extremely competitive, and whatever's motivating or driving that, that's for him to respond to. But I just know that he's very competitive, which is a great trait to have for a person that has to win one-on-one. He's been the same from day one, very focused, very intense in practice. He wants to get to the quarterback. He wants to make a difference in that way, but he also takes pride in other aspects of his game, the things that sort of the dirty work type of things that you have to do. So, um, his demeanor has been consistent, and the results speak for themselves. We're very happy that he chose to come here, that we were able to work with Leonard.
I know we talked about this like earlier when he joined the team, but with a veteran like Leonard Floyd, where do you see that impact other guys on the line now that it's been, this far into the season?
Well, the production, when a person is consistently productive the way Leonard has, that's a motivating factor. Guys they want to respond in kind, and they want to find ways to be a part of that, to generate their own production within the context of our scheme, and just that raw desire to make a difference in the ball game. And so there's a positive influence going on with Leonard that has had a ripple effect in the room. But at the same time, Leonard is a very unselfish guy. He's the type of person that's an explosive personality, single-minded, but he doesn't go outside of the scheme to get things done. And that's the best part of what he's been able to do in terms of his sack production and other aspects of his game. He's helped our
Thanks.
defense.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ryan, you're up next. You can unmute yourself.
Hey, Eric, two things for you. With Jordan's injury, Poona Ford may get a shot to play this week. What do you look for behind the scenes when a veteran isn't playing, that he remains locked in the meetings and also on the practice field?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, Poona Ford has been inactive for quite a while now. If he does get a chance with Jordan being injured, how ready do you think he'll be to play well?
I don't think I know that Poona will be absolutely ready to go, ready to make a difference from his position to execute within our scheme. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that the best thing about Poona, in addition to his talent and what he could do, is his professionalism. Poona has remained steadfast from day one. He's prepared himself every week to play, regardless of the final decisions that are made as far as the 46 to 48 man roster is concerned. And so I'm excited to watch him go out and to jump right in and to have a significant impact on the defense.
Final thing for me, Dodson, another 8-tackle game for him last night. From when he got into the lineup, where has he made his biggest strides this season?
The gap control, the gap control, the run fit part of his game, his run fit clarity, the speed in which he's able to diagnose the run game has been phenomenal. And he's a physical presence once he establishes himself at the point of attack, or once he addresses the ball carrier. And also the communication. I mean, that position has to be a primary and a secondary communicator with respect to getting the defense set and talking about checks and adjustments before the ball is snapped. He has really picked that up. His confidence is at an all-time high, and it's exciting to watch him establish a physical presence for us out there.
Okay. Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Hi, Eric. It seems like the last couple of weeks, Greg Rousseau is really kind of flashing, particularly against the run, whether it's penetration or setting the edge. Where do you see his biggest growth or his development as a run defender?
Playing, when you're 6'7", and I was mentioning the other day, I believe Greg has grown an inch. I can't document that, but he seems even taller now than he was when he got here. But when you're that tall, you have that much length, and you are a linear player. The biggest challenge, I think, is playing with the right type of pad level and the right type of leverage against whoever is assigned to you as a blocker. And that's a challenge when you're that tall. It's great if you're playing basketball, but in football, you have to be able to take what you're naturally assigned with and use it to win. And Greg's doing a really good job of bending his knees, of playing with good leverage, using his hands, getting off blocks. And the TFL that he attained the other night was also a function of Greg not giving the offensive tackle any information that he was slanting across his face, which is a key element to stunt fundamentals. When we want to change the hitting points, Greg gave the right tackle no information. So as far as he was concerned, he was going to reach his outside shoulder, and Greg made a nice move across his face. It was a sign, and he got vertical and made the play. So there's all these little details, hidden details, that Greg has a really great command over.
Sometimes guys who are naturally gifted like him don't always use all the tools that they've been given naturally. And obviously he's got some really long arms. Has it been I guess a challenge over the years to kind of get him to understand just how much of an asset they can be in keeping blockers off of him and having violent hands when he does?
A challenge as far as coaching Greg? Absolutely not. Greg is the type of person that, for me, you dream of working with. He's responsive, he's responsible, and he puts forth great effort as we continue to address our fundamentals every single week. The things that were important to us and to him in April when we started going out on the field are still emphasized, and Greg still resets and tries to put forth those things every single week to build the type of habits and the type of consistency that you have to have. So there are no challenges coaching Greg. I mean, he's the type of person that you just love working with because he's there, he's present every day. He gives you maximum effort every single thing that he has.
He got to the quarterback yesterday, but the sacks are kind of still coming around. Is there an area you think he needs to improve on, or do you think that's something that's just eventually going to come the way that he's playing right now?
Well, sure. With a talent like Greg, you want to see him. I want to see him maximize his ability to get hits on the quarterback and to continue to make a difference. And you get spoiled because you see him do things, and you want those things to continue to present themselves. And so, Greg is his own worst critic, and we continue to find ways to get to our assignment, to recognize different situations quicker, so that we can impact the play ahead of the play as opposed to with the play. And so just overall fundamentals and just awareness and making sure you're getting back there to the quarterback in a passing situation as fast as possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, Coach. George Radney, Challenger Community News. How are you doing this afternoon?
Doing well, thank you. Good afternoon.
Excellent, Coach Washington. Thank you for this time. Question,
yes,
I just was noticing the practice squad, Eli Ankel, who's had some significant playing time in the past with the team. How's he's progressing, as well as Andrew Brown, the other defensive tackle that you have on the practice squad?
Absolutely. We're glad to have Ely back. I mean, he was signed away from us for a few weeks, and now we were able to get him back. And Ely is on the ready. He does a good job in practice. Veteran player, knows how to play, has played in multiple schemes. This one is different than some of the other defensive concepts that he's been a part of. So he's ready to go. Big, strong player, but also can give you things initially. He can give you quickness up the field, and he can be extremely disruptive. Andrew Brown, really excited to have him. Explosive player. He's got a lot of strength, a lot of functional strength, great in the meeting room, smart, a lot of things that he can pull from in terms of experiences. And he's also a person that we wouldn't hesitate to turn to if we had to. So really glad to have both of those guys in the room, not only for what they mean for us defensively, but what they do every single week to help our offense get ready to play.
Excellent, Coach. Thank you for your time and have a great week. Good luck this coming Saturday.
Thank you.
Coach Washington, Mookie Hawkins, Buffalo Sports 1080. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Victory Monday, as usual. Just care to talk about, again, I was talking to Coach McDermott about this, that good symmetry between rush and coverage, yesterday. Just care to talk about it in your eyes, your thoughts.
Well, with our rush, especially the 4-down rush, the coverage is a huge part of what we're able to do in terms of affecting the quarterback. And when our coverage concepts force the quarterback to hold the ball, if he's not really sure where he wants to go with the football, if he's trying to process through his reads, then that is a tremendous asset to the rush. And we have to make sure that we have to make sure that we're getting back there with maximum quickness, and we rely on our coverage to kind of cloud, to make the reads cloudy for the quarterback, which those things were really working yesterday. We got a chance. I think the first sack that we got, he held the ball for 5 seconds. So he wasn't sure. And fortunately, the rushers just kept working, and they were able to form a nice trap around the quarterback. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about those two entities being in sync.
Absolutely, Coach. And how important is it, and how dangerous could it be for this defense to, be in sync during this 3-game stretch heading into the playoffs?
Well, we look forward to just continue to improve. Yesterday was you feel great after a game like that, but at the same time, we're gonna remain humble, remain hungry, go back to the preparation process, and just rebuild ourselves back to the point where we feel like we can replicate that. And we got a tough challenge ahead of us this week, and we have to respect that. I know the guys will, and so you just take it one step at a time. And it was great to get that result. And right now, in a short week, we've got to start over and become extremely familiar with an opponent that can put up some numbers, especially if we're not on top of our game.
Absolutely. And then just talking into that, how do you get those guys focused and locked in after coming off such a big win? But we know that the Chargers coming in with a coaching change, so it may give them a little spark at home. How do you, prepare for it not being a trap game?
Well, the guys understand that this is the National Football League, and it's the best of the best. Records don't matter, and personnel changes don't matter whether they're on the coaching side or the player side. We have to, if a player is out there, they belong out there. We have to find a way to create separation individually and with our group and with our unit. And so, we know that we won't get any benefit or credit for what we did yesterday on Saturday night. So the guys really embrace that. They're extremely professional, and they'll come in tomorrow, and we'll start that process of becoming familiar with the Chargers offense, all of their personnel, and the things that they've done extremely well. And we have to find a way to stay out in front of that. So the guys will come in ready to go with a great mindset tomorrow.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you for your time. Good luck on Saturday. Enjoy the holidays.
Appreciate that. Thank you.